I'm going to be ranking the best Galaxy Opal and Dark Matter cards in NBA 2K23. My team, we have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have every single Galaxy Opal and Dark Matter card on this tier list. So let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite Dark Matters and Opal cards to use right now in the game, and let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But the first Galaxy Opal / Dark Matter is going to be Galaxy Opal Jimmy Butler. I do believe he's probably in that B tier category. He's definitely a very solid shooting guard. Just I feel like when we're talking about Galaxy Opals and Dark Matter, some of the best cards in the game, I feel like Jimmy's probably going to be in that B tier category. Still a great shooting guard. He's 6'7" and has some amazing defensive stats: 96 steal, 96 lateral quickness, and a 95 perimeter. We take a look at the Hall of Fame defensive badges. I mean, that's where this card is super elite. Hall of Fame ankle braces, challenger, chase on artist, clamps, glove, interceptor, menace. Like, so many good Hall of Fame defensive badges, and all around still going to be a very good Galaxy Opal card. Now, Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis, I think, is probably going to be in the A tier category. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be in the S tier spot because we got so many good power forwards in that flash forward promo, but I'd say AD easily going to be in the A tier category. Gilbert Arenas, I think, is probably C tier. I mean, he's really not that crazy good of an Opal card, still a decent point guard who can knock down threes at a very high level, but I think for me, probably going to be in the C tier category. Now, Galaxy Opal Bam, I think, is actually one of the most underrated Opal cards in the game. Like, this Bam card is still very elite at the power forward position. He's 6'9" with a 7'2" wingspan. He gives you some great all-around defense: 91 interior defense, 88 block, 87 steal with an 88 perimeter defense. He's also great at finishing around the basket, having a 90 standing dunk, 85 driving dunk. He's decently fast, 85 speed, 85 acceleration, and his jump shot is decent. Like, he can knock down threes with an 84 three ball and an 88 mid-range. So for me, on the Galaxy Opal Dark Matter tier list, I think Bam Adebayo probably going to be in the A tier category. Now, our first definite S tier card is going to be Bob Nedelecki, one of the best Galaxy Opal cards in my team right now, easily the best power forward in my team. I mean, if we take a look at his stats, they really juice the hell out of Bob Nedelecki. He's a 6'9" power forward, just like a guy like Bam, but if you take a look at the stats, he's actually a better defender than Bam Adebayo. He's got a 94 interior defense, 94 block, 87 steal, 80 perimeter, and look at the Hall of Fame defensive badges: Hall of Fame anchor, box out beast, brick wall, chase on artist, menace, post lockdown, pogo stick, rebound chaser, workhorse. Like, he's got some amazing Hall of Fame defensive badges, and offensively, he's got one of the best jump shots in the game. Like, this O-shape reset base is one of the best bases in my team right now. He's got that on quick timing, and then he does have the MJ dribble style and the normal leaner as well. So easily the best power forward in my team, in my opinion. So going to be an S tier Galaxy Opal / Dark Matter. If you guys don't know, S tier is going to be my top 5 Opals / Dark Matters in NBA 2K23. My team. Now, Dark Matter Larry Bird, I think, is a very interesting one. Is it crazy to say he's a B tier Opal / Dark Matter? I don't think it's that crazy to say. Honestly, I think Larry Bird is definitely a good small forward. He's got some great all-around stats and badges, but his jump shot's really slow. He doesn't have any good dribble sigs, and he doesn't have the normal leaner as well. So I mean, defensively, I'd prefer a guy like Bam, and at least Bam's got a capable jump shot, right? So I think, honestly, Larry Bird gonna have to be in the B tier category. Sean Kemp as well, I think, is also gonna be in the A tier spot. It's kind of funny. We actually got, the first 3 Galaxy Opals in A tier are all gonna be very close in skill level, and they're all at the power forward position. I think AD, Kemp, and Bam are very debatable of who's the better power forward. For me, I think it probably goes in order right now: Anthony Davis, Sean Kemp, and Bam, but all around really good Galaxy Opals, and definitely going to be in the A tier category. Now, Kazi Russell, I think, is most likely going to be in the S tier spot, but I think for now, I'm just going to keep him in the A tier category. A very good shooting guard, one of the best offensive shooting guards in my team right now, so easily going to be in the A tier category. Now, Clyde Drexler, I think, is probably either going to be either low B tier or high C tier. I think for now, I'm probably going to keep him in the C tier category. I think Clyde is still a really good Opal card. I mean, he's a good rim runner, which definitely helps for the meta of the game this year, because the meta is a lot about rim running. So he's a 6'7" shooting guard. Like I said, obviously going to be a really good rim runner, 98 driving dunk, 97 vertical. He's pretty fast as well, 94 speed, 94 acceleration. Just for me, I think there's so many better Galaxy Opal cards on this list. I think for now, he's probably going to be in the C tier category. And then, unfortunately, I think Trae Young gonna have to be in the D tier category. I mean, he's probably the worst Galaxy Opal on this list, maybe the second worst compared to a guy like Chris Paul that we'll talk about later in the video. But this Trae Young card, one of the worst level 40s in my team, plays no defense, can't dunk the ball. All he can really do is shoot threes, but I'm not even really the biggest fan of his jump shot. I feel like it's really hard to agree with this card as well. So Trae Young easily gonna be in the D tier category. Now, Steph Curry is a very interesting one. I think for now, I'm probably gonna keep him in the B tier category. Now, Now, I will say, if you're good with this Steph Curry card, you know how to use a jump shot, you know how to use a dribble six, and you're a really good 3-hunter with him, then I think he possibly could be in the A tier category. I think for me, though, in my tier list, I'm probably going to keep him in the B tier spot, just because for me personally, I would rather use a guy like Donovan Mitchell. So I'm going to throw D Mitch in the A tier category. I think a lot of people would probably put D Mitch in B tier and then maybe Curry in A tier, for example. But for me, I would just rather a guy like D Mitch, because he's going to be so much better going to the basket, and he's probably a better defender as well. Like, this D Mitch card is super fun to use. Yes, he's only 6'1", but he does have a 6'10" wingspan, great player model, and some really good defensive stats. But this card going to the basket and offensively is an absolute demon. 95 driving dunk, 98 vertical, 92 3 ball, 97 mid-range, super fast point guard, 95 speed, 95 acceleration. Like, this card for me dunks on everybody. He's basically just as good as a rim runner as a guy like Russell Westbrook, and we all know Russell's one of the best rim runners in the game. He's also got Hall of Fame clamp breaker, hyperdrive, mismatch expert, and quick first step as well. So offensively, at least, one of my favorite cards to use in my team, and I'd say for Galaxy Opal is honestly going to be in the A tier category. Next card here is going to be Galaxy Opal Dolph Schayes. I think just like a guy like Kazi Russell will most likely be in the S tier category. Just for now, probably going to keep him in the A tier category, just very close to a guy like Bob Nedelecki at the power forward spot. I do think he's a little bit better than Anthony Davis, Sean Kemp, and Bam at power forward, so I think A tier is definitely a fair spot for Dolph Schayes. Now, Dark Matter Dr. J, easily going to be in the S tier category. I know we got really good shooting guards with Kazi Russell and with some other cards as well, but I think I'm starting to change my mind on Dr. J compared to Kazi Russell. Now, I will say I'm gonna put Terry in S tier, because that's a big debate that a lot of people are having. So let me just quickly find Terry. Where is Terry? He's at the end of the tier list. So I do think Terry Dischinger is still a better shooting guard than Dr. J, but I've actually changed my list now. I think it goes Terry 1, Dr. J 2, and then Kazi Russell 3. In my opinion, I think it's a very close debate. So I think for now, I'm gonna keep Dr. J in the S tier category with alongside Terry Dischinger, and then I'll probably keep Kazi Russell in the A tier category, but maybe gets moved up to S tier later in the video. But Dr. J and Terry Dischinger, both amazing shooting guards. Looking at Dr. J here, he's a 6'6" 2 guard with a 6'11" wingspan. I mean, obviously a dark matter card, so 20 Hall of Fame badges and pretty much perfect stats and badges. Like, this card is absolutely unreal. I know he's a dark matter, so he should have really good stats and badges, but I mean, pretty much a damn near perfect card. My only flaw with this card is his release is a tiny bit too slow. So if he had a jump shot on quick timing and the normal leaner, I think he would easily be the best shooting guard, and maybe if had some better sigs as well. But this card I feel like is going to be a top 5 Galaxy Opal / dark matter card, so definitely going to be in my S tier category. Patrick Ewing I think is not terrible, but I'm really not the biggest fan of Patrick Ewing. I think I'm gonna throw him in the C tier category. George Mikan I feel like is going to be probably either high B tier or low A tier. I'm not really the biggest fan of George Mikan. I think he's very solid at the power forward position, but there's just so many better power forwards in my team right now, guys like Bam, Sean Kemp, Anthony Davis, and Dolph Schayes as well. Galaxy Opal MJ I also believe is going to be in high B tier. Is he deserving of A tier? Possibly, but I think high B tier is probably a better place for Michael Jordan. He's got great stats and badges, like just like Dr. J, honestly, at least stats wise. Pretty much the same as a guy like Dr. J. He's going to be a great rim runner, 97 driving dunk, 95 vertical, some amazing Hall of Fame finishing badges, but just like Dr. J, jump shot's going to be super slow compared to a guy like Dr. J. Like, Dr. J's got a pretty decent jump shot. It's a lot better than MJ's, but in my opinion, for the shooting guard spot, when we got guys like Kazi Russell, Terry, who got their jump shots on quick timing, I feel like honestly MJ gonna have to be in the high B tier spot. Don Ole I do believe is going to be in A tier and maybe even in the S tier category. This Don Ole I believe is the best point guard in the game and honestly one of the best Galaxy Opal cards. So I think for now, I think I'm honestly going to put him in the S tier category, an absolute beast at the point guard spot. Galaxy Opal Paul George definitely going to be in the B tier category, a decent small forward. Is he a top 10 small forward in the game anymore? I'm not exactly sure. I'd probably say he's number like 11, 12. I'm not exactly sure if he's in my top 10 small forward list. So Paul George, going to be a really good Galaxy Opal, just going to have to be in the B tier spot. And then the last three guys here, Chris Paul, going to have to join Trae Young down there in D tier. Both really not that good Galaxy Opal cards. Now Shaq for me is very similar to a guy like Steph Curry, because I feel like if you're good with Curry, you know how to use him. And same thing with Shaq, you know how to use an inside big. You're really good at taking advantage of Shaq's, like, you know, speed, athleticism, and all that type of stuff, and take advantage of his post game. That I think Shaq Shaq could easily be an A tier Galaxy Opal, but just for me in my playstyle, I think I'm gonna have to throw Shaq in that B tier category. And then last card here is gonna be Dark Matter Tim Duncan, who I do believe is gonna be in the A tier category. So let me know in the comment section down below, guys, out of all of these cards in A tier, who would you guys move up into the S tier category? Because like I said earlier in the video, I like to have 5 cards in my S tier spot for whatever tier list I'm doing. So for example, the top 5 Galaxy Opal / Dark Matters. I think for me, it's probably between Kazi Russell, Dolph Schayes. Honestly, I think it's between those two guys, because I do think Kazi's the 3rd best shooting guard in the game, and I think Dolph Schayes is the 2nd best power forward. So a very close debate, and I think honestly anybody in A tier could be considered in the S tier category. I think for me, I'm gonna have to give it to Kazi Russell. I know it's a little bit boring having 3 shooting guards in S tier, but I think that just shows how stacked the shooting guard position is, at least, you know, like front heavy, like top heavy, with how good these shooting guards are. Like, I think Kazi, Terry, and Dr. J are better than everybody in A tier, but it's definitely a very close debate. I like all the cards in A tier and B tier as well, but let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my Galaxy Opals and Dark Matter tier list, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.